let me just expose Alero this month. She's already almost palpitating. Hey, blood awareness. Oh, I expose you publicly.
Go ahead. Enjoy yourself.
Well, certain months of the year, it's Blood Awareness Month. I think it's in the US this year. January is the Blood Awareness Month. And we have a consultant hematologist here who is also GM of the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service, Dr. Voluntary. Thanks for joining us this morning.
I don't even know what to say. Okay, I'll look this way then.
You saw it too, right? I thought I was the only one. So,
thank you very much for having me today.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes.
So, you want to ask the question?
No.
First of all, tell us about this whole idea of blood awareness.
So the idea of this blood awareness came from other clients. We are trying to work with international best practices. And we noticed that some particular countries decided to have a blood awareness month. And why? Because usually in January, the number of blood donors reduces. We also noticed it in Lagos State.
Why?
Yes, first of all, for Nigeria, the reasons are different. For Nigeria, Lagos in particular, which the multi-ethnic city states, many people travel back to the villages for holidays. If they do not go back to their towns for holidays, they're staying at home trying to rest. So people just want to rest out that month. There is no urgency in wanting to give blood. Apart from that, you know that January, December is a month of Harmattan. The weather changes. People come with a lot of respiratory illnesses. So even if they want to donate, once they come to the blood center and we notice that they have one form of respiratory illness or another, we defer them for a while until they are better. And then the third thing is there's just this feeling that I've not started work. Blood donation is work. And I don't want to donate blood at the beginning of the year. I see donating blood is a...
will affect their fortunes.
Yeah, you know, no, not at the beginning of the year. I don't want to start my year blood donation. So it's just about, first of all, as I said, the holiday, the Yuletide season. Number 2, illnesses. Number 3, myths and cultural beliefs. And really, it's becoming worse every year. I was reading sometime last week the declaration by American Red Cross where they said that they have had 40% reduction in their blood donation, and that is in America. So you can imagine what is happening down in a country like Nigeria that is under the low to middle income countries.
But there has been awareness about donating blood.
Yeah.
In the not too distant past, hasn't there been an improvement in the number of people who come forward to donate?
Well, honestly, it depends on the sets of people. So when we talk about awareness, there's an improvement in the numbers of voluntary blood donors. Very little increase. Okay. But I'm not seeing an improvement in the reduction. I'm not seeing a reduction in the numbers of commercial donors. So that's in the line of that. So because if they are going to have an improvement in one aspect of donation, there has to be a reduction in that aspect of donation that we are not interested in. So some people still want financial remuneration for blood, and we do not encourage that. Because people that desire financial remuneration, they lie about their status before donating blood. Their blood ends up not being very safe for transfusion. That is on one aspect. Also, on the other aspects, though...
But you normally test the blood before you use it, don't you?
Yes, we do test the blood before we use it.
So even if they have lied, you find out.
But it's wastage of consumables, wastage in the blood itself. It's better if we have a safe donor than to have an unsafe donor that will spend so much money ensuring the blood is safe. No, I was, on the other hand, apart from the donors, we are beginning to have more specialized surgeries. We are having better diagnostic equipment and technology coming up. So the usage for blood has also increased. Here we are having cardiac surgeries, transplants. We are having more cancer patients having access to chemotherapy and care, needing blood support. We're also having more chronic renal failure patients around that they need blood during their dialysis. So apart from the fact that the numbers are not not so impressive, the numbers of people needing blood for specialized healthcare reasons are also increasing.
Okay, well, you will come and pay money to talk about your organization, but you're here to talk as a hematologist. So that...
I'm here to talk about awareness.
So that we can send you the bill.
Not just as a hematologist.
But you know, first of all, talking about blood.
Yeah.
People think blood is red. And there is only red blood that is blood. First of all, educate us about that one. Because once anyone sees something red, others, it's blood. Meanwhile, so help us understand why that is and what is blood.
So we are not far from the truth. Actually, blood is red.
Okay.
When we talk about blood, blood has different components in it. So the first thing is, if I cut you today, what comes out? Red. Should I cut you? Should we do a practical example?
Well, yes, you have to.
Your equipment is not here.
No.
So
she can decide to bite, and I don't want that.
No, I don't want to bite.
She's not a vampire.
But really, when we talk about blood, when you see blood anywhere, the first color you see is red. But it consists of so many things. So within that red liquid, we have the red blood cells, and that is where the red color comes in. But apart from that, we have the white blood cells in it. They're parts of blood. We need it. We have the platelets, which are also whitish to creamish. Also there, and then we have plasma, where all these red cells, the white cells, the platelets, where they are. So there's a saying that says 1 unit of blood can save 3 lives. For us to maximize the use of blood, once blood is collected in that bag, we can process the blood and separate it to different components. So the red cells carry oxygen. When someone is bleeding, they need it to ensure that all the essential organs are kept alive. We have something called the platelets. We remove it as platelet concentrates. They help to ensure that blood you don't continue to bleed. It helps to ensure that the blood is kept within the vessels in that clotted way. Okay. And then we have the fresh frozen plasma, which comes in different forms too. It can come in the form of what we call cryoprecipitate. All they do is to ensure that blood clots. It has coagulation factors in it. And we have the white cells. Some people they use white cells for conditions where the white cells are very reduced. Though we also have we have other forms of it. So now the most common usage for blood is in form of red cells, in form of the platelet concentrates, and in form of the fresh frozen plasma. It's also good to mention that also from this blood, we have something called blood derivatives, where we have the... So it's not just... So when we say... I'm just trying to answer your question that when we say blood, it's not just that red blood. It has different components. You can get different things from it, and every part is important.
What's the percentage of the red?
The percentage of the red is about, it goes to about 50% of the blood there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so there is a lot more that we don't see.
There's a lot more that we don't see.
Okay. Wow. Now, you talked earlier in answering Alera's questions about safe blood.
Yes.
So what it sounds like to me is that there are people who go around now with blood in their bloodstreams, but they are not safe because their blood is not safe. Is that what you're saying?
Well, when blood remains in you, it can be safe for you. So when we talk about blood safety, it's not just, it starts from the person giving the blood. We encourage voluntary blood donors. And then we go on to the testing of the blood. We test for HIV, we test for hepatitis B, hepatitis C, we test for syphilis. And in recent times, some of our doctors have been requesting for malaria testing before we issue our blood for some particular sects of people. After that, we talk about the processing of the blood. Blood must be compatible with another person. So a blood might be negative for all those infectious agents, but it's not safe for another. And that is where the blood group types comes in. So someone that has a blood group A cannot take blood from someone that has a blood group B. It's all part of the blood safety. And it's an opportunity to tell you what the Awareness Month is about. This year's Awareness Month theme is, you are somebody's type, donate blood. So we need to do that compatibility test, as in grouping and cross-matching. That is the word. You do the grouping and cross-matching to ensure that even though the blood does not have infectious agents, that blood must be good enough for transfusion. Apart from that, safety also talks about the storage of the blood. Blood must be in cold chain. You cannot take blood and keep it at room temperature, especially at the red cells, and expect that it is good for transfusion. At that period, you can have bacterial infections there. You could have it being lysed. So the blood safety involves so many things. Everything that is done to ensure that that blood is good enough for the recipient.
Something just crossed my mind now. You say you can't take blood and keep it at room temperature.
Yes, it's really the red cells. So
blood.
Because you can't separate it yourself.
We give it to you, we're giving you blood. So you can't keep that blood at room temperature, right?
Yes, it's not.
But when it is inside my body, it is warm.
Yes, so that's why I said it's at that time, it's in your body. Your body is already working on it.
Yes.
Your body has mechanisms to ensure that it is kept in the right state.
Okay.
But once it is out of the body, it must be at some particular temperature.
What temperature?
2 to 6 degrees centigrade.
Like inside the freezer?
Yes, no, not freezer.
French.
We call it blood bank refrigerators. We have specialized refrigerators that keep blood at that temperature until it is ready for transfusion into somebody else that needs it.
Okay. Now, from what age to what age is one supposed to give blood?
So in Nigeria, we have it between 18 years old and 65 years old.
That can donate?
Can donate, yes.
So you can still donate?
You will donate.
Yes.
We have been on this for years.
As I was saying. Does it expire?
But of course, it depends on the type of anticoagulant you use to store blood.
Speak English, please.
Okay, so blood must be stored. So blood must be stored in some particular chemical. Once it is out of your body, blood must be stored in some particular chemicals for it to be alive, those red cells. So once blood is in your body, the body has ways to keep the blood in and alive for the usual 120 days. So the lifespan of blood in anybody, in your body, in my body, is 120 days. Immediately you donate blood, you must keep that blood in some specialized chemicals until it is ready for transfusion. And that is what we call anticoagulants. It prevents it from coagulating. Yes, so anticoagulants prevents it from coagulating. So depending on the type of chemicals that helps to keep those blood alive, it depends. That's how you know the lifespan of the blood. So what you use regularly, blood lasts for 35 days. So in your body, the blood will last for 120 days. Once it comes into that blood bag.
What do you mean 120 days?
I'm wondering.
Yeah.
This blood has been in my body since I was born.
No, your bone marrow is working every day. Your body is destroying the old cells every day, and your bone marrow is making new cells every day.
So how does the blood come out of my body?
I wonder.
So once it is old enough, the liver, the kidneys, everybody works together, the bone marrow, to ensure that that blood is broken down. And that's why we say that if you do not give out the blood, your body will help to destroy it, or mosquitoes will help to suck it.
So if...
Okay, why are you looking for the question? What are they? You just went there.
I don't understand this.
What are the lifestyle benefits of blood donation?
Of course, the first thing is your bone marrow. Generally, your body every day, every second is destroying old cells. At the same time, your body every day, every second is producing new cells. So if you donate blood, it helps your bone marrow to be more efficient in producing newer cells. I know that new cells are younger, they are more effective, they do the functions I expected to do, like take blood oxygen everywhere, remove excreted products where you need to. So it gives your bone marrow the opportunity to be more efficient. The second thing is we have a lot of studies that says that regular blood donors have a lesser incidence of cancers. They have a lesser incidence of developing cardiac diseases like stroke. So it's a very, very good one. The third thing is, especially for places like Lagos, that a lot of mental stresses, regular blood donors are known to have a lesser incidence of depression or anxiety. Generally, mental health disorders is lower in them. Giving blood is an altruistic effect. You do it out of you just want to help somebody. So voluntary donors do not have mental health issues.
In that case, there's not enough awareness.
Yes.
If people knew all these benefits, you wouldn't be screaming that you didn't have enough donors.
That is why we are doing this, that we have made every January the special month for donor awareness. Apart from that, there are some other things you should know. Once you come for a blood donation, you have a myriad of free tests. So you do a free test. Nobody wants to spend money in the hospital. So just come in for your free test. If you are eligible to donate blood.
What kind of tests?
You have your blood pressure being checked, your pulse, your weight, your temperature. You have the HIV, hepatitis. You have your HIV, hepatitis, as well as your syphilis test being done. And so we are also given a long list of questions. We have been able to diagnose illnesses. So blood donation helps you to uncover illnesses you don't know. For example, somebody came to donate blood and was looking very tired. And we asked, why are you looking tired? I said, I've not been sleeping well. I've been easing myself at all times. We were able to run a quick glucose test there and realized that person was diabetic. And so it helps you, because you are coming to a health environment, it helps you to discover illnesses you don't know. We have other conditions like polycythemia, where you have so much blood in you. Polycythemia means you have too much blood in you.
Too much?
Yes.
It's possible to have too much blood?
Yes, it's possible to have too much blood in you.
How?
So, well, the body just continues to produce.
So how do I get rid of it?
So you have to see the hematologist. You come to see us. We want to be sure that it is not because of a normal thing. But people that are saying high altitudes could have a high blood level. But so we want to rule out all those things. I want to also ensure that it's not a form of cancer. So there are some sorts of cancer that comes with a high blood level. And so we do a lot of investigations, ask a lot of questions. So all those are special benefits of donation. And the most amazing thing is you get a donor card. When your family member needs blood, you can have blood without the need to replace it. So if I'm a voluntary donor, I should be rest assured that my family member can have access to blood when they need it.
Blood, you should be able to read blood. Okay.
that is not the word.
Okay.
That
You shall read what you sow.
Yes.
So let me ask you, could it be the scare or the fear of, hey, they will see this one, they will see that one, that some people don't come out to donate blood?
Well, the funny thing is there's a fear there, but we've had some studies being done, and we realized that there are quite a lot of myths about it. The first and the commonest reason is the thought of people do not have it, that I don't even have enough because of the economic situation, that, oh, there's a lot of stress, I need my blood to be effective at work, to jump the bus. So even without checking, they just assume that they don't have blood. The second reason is the belief that people have believed, like people believe that females do not donate blood. So we are beginning to demystify that. We have another one that, especially with the Gen Zs, we have a lot of youths that give blood. So there's this myth that if you have multiple piercing or if you have tattoos, you cannot donate blood. And we are there to demystify all those things. And we have some very funny ones that will tell you that if you donate blood, then you cannot procreate, you cannot reproduce and have children. So there are so many myths. So this is an opportunity to demystify all those things. On that scare part, people are afraid of needles, including me. I do not like needles. So when it's I'm like, and then, so, but we just encourage
some
that.
Some people just enjoy needle in their body.
Yeah, some people.
They just enjoy.
I agree. I agree.
Anyway.
I agree with you.
I don't actually. I can't stand.
Yeah, so
I don't take injections.
Why? Well, that is another time.
Okay.
Because a friend of mine had an injection and had an abscess.
Oops.
So
that's a misnomer.
Well, for me, that's normal. Yes, I was going to ask you. So how long does it take for the blood to replace itself in one's body? So if I donate blood today, how long will it take me to have 8 pints again?
So within 24 hours, your body begins to reproduce your blood. Yes, starting from your
when does the factory fully produce?
Starting from your plasma. I know blood is a fluid. I like to be start this discussion that red cells, is blood really just red? So we know we have the plasma, we have the white cells, we have the platelets. So within 24 hours, your body begins to manufacture the plasma, which is equally very important. Within 72 hours, your white cells are being replenished. Within 2 weeks, all your other cells are there. So I usually tell everybody that within 2 weeks, you should be rest assured that your red cells are being formed already.
Okay. So within 2 weeks, you're back to normal?
No, immediately you're back to normal, really. Your body, we don't take excess. We take excess from you. So by the time we are taking excess from you, your body has enough already. So it doesn't really make a difference.
How much do I need in the body and how much...
So every adult...
How do you know that you have too much blood?
Yeah, so every individual, especially adults, you have about 5 liters of blood in you. That's about 10 sachets of pure water. It's easy to use such. So you have about 5 liters on you. So once you do the blood test, we have a cutoff. So it's only when you have more than that 5 liters.
5 liters.
How do I know that?
So we will check. So we check. We do a blood
bottles.
test. Yes, 5. So 5. So we do
one bottle of beer is 1 liter. So.
No, I don't have to think about it. So is it 1 liter or is it 500
that's,
ml?
that's the way I can, visualize it. So 5 beer bottles.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay. So we'll do a blood test before you collect your blood.
Okay.
So usually we use the hemoglobin level of the packed cell volume. So if you use what we call the hemoglobin level, which shows you the level, the cutoff is 12.5 grams. With 12.5 grams, it shows that you have at least 5 liters of blood in you. So it is only when it is above,
right?
Which is
8 pints?
No, 1 pint is about 500, so that's about 10 pints.
10 pints.
Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Bodrin Oshukumaya, thank you for coming here this morning. I'm the one asking the questions. Thank you for coming here this morning and for... You are not scared this morning? Thank God.
No, she didn't scare me today.
Today? Okay. Dr. Bodrin Oshukumaya is a hematologist as well as GM Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very, very much.
So, as they say, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
We thank you very much for staying with us this morning, and we hope that you will give us time of day again next Saturday when we bring you a fresh edition. I am Alera Edu, wishing you all the best until then.
The wrap is not my wrap or anything like that, but have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'm Ayo Makinde. Bye for now.